When you read, for instance, the manual for teachers of A Course in Miracles, it might not be directly clear what it means. Now, you can do different things. Now, one of them, like somebody suggested, well, let's just open up artificial intelligence, chat GPT, for instance, like let's ask a question or simplify this text or who knows what. And what comes out of it is then something that is generated based on concepts, but it is not based on inspiration. So in other words, it helps you to understand it. It helps you to understand it in a human way. Now, that is exactly what is in the way of coming to where it's about. So that's why I want to emphasize that. It's like you can use whatever you want. You can use AI. You can try to rationalize all of the concepts that are in A Course in Miracles and bring them together, simplify them, give them human understanding, so to speak, give them the rationale of human understanding, and still you're not going to get anywhere. So this is a miracle healing class. This is a miracle healing lab. We experiment here with truth. Not that truth can be experimented with, but we can experiment with the release of the human necessity to understand what is going on, to understand what this means. This doesn't mean anything in human terms. It doesn't mean anything. It is not explainable in human terms. You don't want to explain it in human terms just because it isn't human. It is not of this world. But it refers to something outside of this frame of reference that you might find yourself in as a human frame of reference. Now this is essential. So in other words, don't try to implement this in your rhetoric, into your rationale, into your way of understanding where it's about. That is not necessary. That is not where your salvation lies. Like salvation in biblical terms as it is used, for instance, in churches, salvation would be something where you pay for or who knows what, like something that a human being can relate to become free of its sins or something, like still within the frame of limitation. You see, like it spreads itself out in human limitation, in human references, right here, just like that. It doesn't transcend, it doesn't resurrect, it doesn't ascend, none of this. While A Course in Miracles are not understandable. They are not under conscious control. It is a way of loving your neighbor as yourself. Love here is then the invisible power. For a human being, love is an invisible power. You can feel it, but don't tell me that you understand it. Because when you understand love, you don't know anything, but you can certainly experience it. So it is with the Miracle Healer's Handbook. Don't try to understand this. Don't try to simplify it in order to understand it. No, this goes much further. But one step that you haven't taken so far, and this one step that you haven't taken so far is the essential step what this is about. That's why I'm emphasizing this in this way. What it's going to do, this is not a booklet about the miracle. It's a Miracle Healer's Handbook, but it's not a book about how to understand healing. I see this confusion. I speak from experience, like in all the ones that I have encounters with. Like, I'm speaking from experience. Your understanding of what healing is has not any meaning. It doesn't make any sense. or how healing is accomplished. It does not make any sense. Or if words are necessary for healing, it doesn't make any sense in human terms. Your understanding of what Jesus' role is in healing doesn't make absolutely no sense at all. And on and on and on. See, that's all in here. But how to use this then? Because that's basically, I take trying to understand this out of your hands. So like, no, do one thing, don't do this. Don't try to understand what this says. Why not? Well, here it is. This is not a booklet, how to understand healing, because that doesn't make any sense. That would be as how to understand love. That doesn't make any sense at all. It might make sense in human thinking, but that's why human thinking doesn't know anything about love. So here, what is it then? Tell me. I want to know. Well, here it is. This is a portal out of time, out of space, out of human limitation, out of pain, out of conflict, out of comparison, out of competition, out of strife, out of grief, out of greed. All these things, it is a portal out of it. If you don't experience that while using this book, read again and wait and listen. Read again and wait and listen. Read again and wait and listen, because it will answer. It will take you through this portal. As soon as you're ready to go through it, it is happening. But you will just have to wait for a moment. If you're not ready, you will have to wait for a moment. If you accept this completely without questioning it, but letting it yourself be taken through this portal, you're literally out of time, out of space, out of limitation. That is what this is about. That is the Miracle Healer's Handbook. That is a course in miracles. The miracle takes you out of where you think you are, because it is where you think you are is based on nothing. It's based on false concepts, on dualistic thinking. It doesn't mean anything. Simple as that. It does not mean anything. It's gone, literally. Anyway, so this is my introduction to the Miracle Healer's Handbook. So if you use ChatGPT to try to understand the Miracle Healer's Handbook, what you can do is ask a pavement tile, ask it what A Course in Miracles is, or ask a garbage bin, what is A Course in Miracles? You would get more answer than asking ChatGPT. It's just a delay, in other words. It's delay to look for answers where they never will be found. Now, if you go through this, and this is one more instruction. This was an actual question of someone. Like, if you start to read this, read one line at a time. We're going to do that today too. It's like we read one line and then we stop. It's like, whoa, what is this? Read one line. Now this line maybe doesn't mean anything to you. Now what do you do? This is also important as an instruction. What do you do if it doesn't do anything to you? You say, please help me to hear what it says. To who am I asking that? To my Holy Spirit. Within me there's all the guidance, all the instruction, all the help that is possibly here for you. It's like possible in the sense of that is totally available to you, but you will need to calm down and listen to it and just receive it and come into a a conversation with it or a dialogue. No, it's more like you receive these impartations by spirit, by your inner spirit, in a very lovely way, because it is literally being shared to you exactly in the way that you can receive it. It knows you. It's like it knows you very well. So now you ask a question to the inner teacher, you could say. The inner teacher is within you. The inner master, the inner avatar is within you. The inner enlightened mind is within you. You can ask it anything at any time, and it will answer you, because it is literally there for you, exactly for that reason. Now I can look in the whole world and ask questions to this one, to that one, to that device, to that AI super plus turbo injection, or whatever. It will not give you the answer that will fulfill you. It will give you more questions, and more questions, and more questions, in which you completely are being absorbed in more uncertainty about what on earth is this about. Right, that's not the place to go for it. So it starts here. You have the ability to go within and receive this for yourself completely. This is only for one sentence. This is for one paragraph. This is for one chapter. This is for one question. This is for one desire. Like, I would love to experience the love of God right now. I need help here. It will answer too. When you are ready to receive that, it is immediately given. It works so well that, like, nothing else works better. Of course not, because it's in direct communication with you. And you finally ask the question in the place where there is one within you who can actually answer that question for you, so you will come to know that. That's all part of this. How beautiful is that? Now this, I wasn't intending to share this with you, but it just came. Why? Because I asked, what am I supposed to do with this? Not that I know that in a personal sense of speaking. No, it is given to me. And why is it given to me? To share with you. How lovely is that? Totally lovely. So now let's be still. Why are we being still? Just to come into the communication with the master within, with the illuminate mind that is within you, with the avatar that is going to whisper everything to you that you need to know in this present moment. And it comes with a very specific message today, one that we will pray. It's totally lovely. It's also in this book. If you want this book, it is on the website, but I can also send it to you. So send me an email and I will send it to you in PDF form. So you can print it or do whatever you want with it. All right, let's do the lesson, the prayer, and become totally receptive for this beautiful communication with the spirit within. Like, how lovely is that? That is within. So your spiritual path has begun when you start to do this. All things I think I see reflect ideas. This is salvation's keynote. What I see reflects a process in my mind, which starts with my idea of what I want. From there, the mind makes up an image of the thing the mind desires, judges valuable, and therefore seeks to find. These images are then projected outward, looked upon, esteemed as real, and guard it as one's own. From insane wishes comes an insane world. From judgment comes a world condemned. And from forgiving thoughts, a gentle world comes forth, with mercy for the Holy Son of God, to offer him a kindly home where he can rest a while before he journeys on, and help his brothers walk ahead with him and find the way to heaven and to God. Our Father, your ideas reflect the truth, and mine apart from yours but make up dreams. Let me behold what only yours reflect, for yours and yours alone establish truth. Our Father, your ideas reflect the truth, and mine apart from yours but make up dreams. Let me behold what only yours reflect, for yours and yours alone establish truth. All things I think I see reflect ideas. So it's great to read this prayer too, since it's so to the point, salvation's keynote. So it's great. We continue with this because we're looking at the idea of salvation. But this is from the Miracle Healer's Handbook. And it says this: the secret of salvation is this: you are doing this unto yourself. No matter what the form of the attack, this is still true. Whoever takes the role of enemy and of attacker, this is still the truth. Whatever seems to be the cause of any pain and suffering you feel, this is still true. The secret of salvation is this: that you're doing this unto yourself. I'm doing this unto myself. Whatever I'm suffering, so to speak, I'm doing this unto myself. By whoever I seem to be attacked, or whatever seems to be going on, I'm doing this unto myself. So this is, of course, very difficult to hear, to accept, but it is also very simple because there are no exceptions. Like, what is going on within me that doesn't satisfy me or that doesn't fulfill me? I have to recognize that I'm doing this to myself, and not to stay there, of course. I'm doing this to myself. Now here comes the love factor in. It's like, I'm doing this to myself. Whatever the form of attack, whether it's sickness, pain, disease, disaster, conflict, whatever that is, like, I'm still doing that to myself. Why is that the key to salvation? Because I found the cause of my upset. Not that the upset has any reality. For me, it has a lot of reality because I'm quite upset and it's literally right in my face. But now I realize it started here. So, knowing that, I found the place where it can shift and change. So it doesn't need to change out there. It doesn't need to change somewhere else. Nobody needs to behave differently in order for me to come to my peace. Nobody needs to adjust anything. Nobody needs to be attacked for it. Nobody needs to be all this. It's like, no, the outer world is set free of anything that it should do to come and help me in the first instance. Like, I'm doing this to myself. I realize that I'm doing this to myself. I take responsibility. And what is that? I literally accept the feelings that I have. I allow them to be there. I allow myself to feel them. I don't walk away from it. I don't project it on others. I don't do anything with it except going through it. What I'm feeling. I'm literally allowing myself to feel what I feel. Not to stay there, but to give myself the opportunity to feel what I feel. Now in the next moment, I say, like, I'm doing this to myself. I don't want to keep doing this to myself. There must be another way. But here's the thing. If I use my rationale or ask GPT, what am I going to do next? I will get an answer that will dive deeper into my problems, that will literally, prolong the suffering. Now I come out of that. There must be another way. Where am I going to ask for this other way? Well, how am I supposed to find that? I cannot find it myself, otherwise I would have. So here I have to admit that I don't know what the answer is, and I stop looking for the answer outside myself. What I'm going to do is let this come within me. Ask for it. Like, there has to be a different way to look at this. I want to discover that now. I want to see that. I want to feel that. I want to explore that. I want to discover that. Because this is the opportunity for me to do so. I have felt what I have felt. I have felt the pain. I have felt the disease. I have felt the sickness, the limitation, the lack, the whatever you feel. I have felt that. And I cannot stay here any longer in that sense. There has to be an alternative. Now what happens is that I become receptive for an alternative, not of my own making, not of my own understanding. No, this is like basic miracle healing instruction. It is not of my own making. It is not under my conscious control. How it is coming, how it will look, what it will bring me, I have no idea. I am totally uncertain about that. So what is the next thing? Well, now I'm waiting patiently to let that come to me. If I can be infinitely patient, even if that's just for one moment, the answer will immediately be given. Not that it is under my control, but my patience will help me to receive this. My receptivity, the purity of my receptivity, my willingness for the alternative. I really want that alternative. I don't know what it is, but I lost all my other options. This is the one for me. I don't know what it will be. I step into a total uncertainty, but now it can come to me. Now it can be shown to me. Now I can experience something different whenever I'm ready to receive that. It will be given immediately. So that is the first sentence. Like I said, it is not that you know what's coming. It's not that you can determine the solution. It's not that you can determine the way it will come to you or how it will look. If it is the same as your imagination of what the solution will be. It will not be the same as your imagination of the solution. But one thing you can be sure of, that it will be the solution. The solution in the sense of it is totally helpful for you in that instant. Everything else dissolves related to what you have observed as a problem, as a disease, as an has a lack or limitation of some kind, you see that that in itself completely dissolves in a way that you cannot imagine, but in a way that has actual help for you. So this is the basics of a miracle healing, but I'm really happy to share this because it literally brings it closer to you by you knowing what is coming. Like if I would only read, "You're doing this to yourself," you could use that easily against yourself. You would attack yourself with it. If I left you with it, you would attack yourself with it. "Oh, I'm doing this to myself. I do it again. I do it to myself." Like, no, that's not what this is about. It is the realization that I'm doing this to myself. But then, like I literally, this is an possibility for a totally new experience for myself that is not of my own making, that is not of my own understanding or imagination. No, this is a real solution given to you directly. As soon as you're ready to receive that, it is right there. Up to that point, you're swimming around in no man's land. So that's really how it is. It's like the human frame of reference is like a no man's land, where there are no solutions, where everyone is trying all kinds of things and entertaining themselves with considering solutions, but never anything solves. Everything is just a repetition and a repetition and a repetition. Like who doesn't know about that? Everything is just returning back in a different form, in a different place, in a different time, but still the same basic principle, that it's a problem, that there's something wrong, that there's a conflict. That didn't change. Like, that is the soup that you're swimming in human identity, in human thinking, in human understanding. So luckily now you hear about an alternative, and this alternative is complete and doesn't know any exceptions. It is like accurate for all levels of complexity that you might perceive. And like, no, this problem isn't solvable because it's so complex. There's no solution to this. Like, no, that's not up to you. Like, complexity is nothing in itself. So there's no order of difficulty in miracles. This works 100% all the time. Oh yeah. So you would not react at all to figures in the dream you knew that you were dreaming. Let them be as hateful and as vicious as they may. They could have no effects on you unless you fail to recognize it is your dream. So this is interesting too. Like, if you recognize that you're dreaming, if you recognize that you are doing this to yourself, why would you respond to any figures in the dream? Why would you let anyone tell you? Why would you let, well, I'll come back to GPT, chat. Why would you let that tell you what you are? Nothing can tell you what you are except from what you are can tell about itself within you. This single lesson learned will set you free from suffering, whatever form it takes. The Holy Spirit will repeat this one inclusive lesson of deliverance until it has been learned, regardless of the form of suffering that brings you pain. Whatever hurt you bring to Him, He will make answer with this very simple truth. For this one answer takes away the cause of every form of sorrow and of pain. This single lesson learned will set you free from all suffering, whatever form it takes. The single lesson was, I'm doing this to myself. Nobody else does it to me. The Holy Spirit will repeat this one inclusive lesson of deliverance until it has been learned. As long as you're pointing outside or looking for a solution outside, you will stay in your suffering mode, swimming in no man's land. Whatever hurt you bring to Him, He will make answer and will, with this very simple truth, It's like, I'm doing this to myself and I've enough of it. I want a complete alternative. Well, there it is. The form affects his answer not at all. For he would teach you but the single cause of all of them, no matter what their form. And you will understand that miracles reflect the simple statement. Aha! Miracles reflect the simple statement, I have done this thing, and it is this I would undo. You will understand that miracles reflect the simple statement, I have done this thing, and it is this I would undo. What have I done? I've been doing it to myself. I've been doing it to myself. I've done this thing, and I would want it to be undone. I'm fed up with it. I don't need it any longer. I have no need for this. We saw this a couple of sessions before. Like, I have no need of this. I discovered that I'm doing this unto myself. Therefore, I'm asking for it to be undone. So the miracle can take place. What is the miracle? The different experience, the alternative, the non-definable response that you will get, that literally gives you the solution of the whole setup. So that's why I thought this was a great part in the Miracle Healer's Handbook to use, because it has a simple key in it. I'm doing this to myself, and it is this I would undo. I would ask him to undo, because I cannot do that myself. I'm stuck in it. I'm doing this to myself, but I cannot get out of it myself, because I have done that to myself. I believe that that is all there is. So I need help from within, from outside of this frame of reference of time and space. And that is within me. Like, here's my avatar. He's my inner illuminate mind. He is my inner teacher. He is my comforter. I connect with my comforter, my guide, my true guide. And here's the answer. Wow. That's the alternative. It's given to you right here, right now. By your acceptance of it, it is right here. It is the miracle why you have been waiting for. Like, it has nothing to do with your understanding. It has nothing to do with this world, but it's a total solution within you. A single lesson. I've done this thing, and it is this I would undo. All right, so we go to the art department. And today I want to use something quite interesting to me, and that is actually, I had some things, I shared it in the study guide, like I had some things of a self noise making box, where you hear how the box is made as a sound coming from the box. So you hear people sawing the wood and knocking on the wood and gluing it and all these side effects, all included in the box. So that was an interesting idea. The same with the idea of make a drawing in which you draw a hand, two hands, drawing to one another, drawing themselves in the drawing. This is Escher as the drawer. Like, he invented all kinds of things. Not invented, but really, like, he discovered it with us for sure. Like, he discovered the incredible geometry, and that will put you like in a whole different experience altogether. So we're going to watch a little bit of that, because there's some mathematician who has been studying these things forever from Escher. Like, he would love to make something like that, because it's so disturbing for your sense of what you think is going on here. This is a very nice one. And then the other part of a movie that we're going to watch, or video, is about somebody who uses her body to directly come into communication with large volumes in the ocean or buildings or wherever she finds herself. Really interesting in that sense, in terms of how does the body communicate with the surrounding, with nature, with that where it is, like the body as a communicative device. We know this from A Course in Miracles too, like the body is a means of communication. It's literally like if you use it as a means of communication, then in fact you're using it where it's available for. We're going to take a look at that next week, but I want to introduce the idea with this movie so that you can, over this little clip, so that you can know what I'm talking about. So first we watch Escher, and then after that we watch the next video clip. Okay, so we jump into the ocean, literally, with a Lithuanian artist, a mermaid, maybe. Well, let's take a look.